Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we are continuing our 5-year rebuild series. I know time is coming. There's going to be CFB 20 news coming out probably when you see this. We're inching closer and closer to CFB 26. We're trying to still finish our 5-year rebuild series. Again, if I don't rebuild your team this year, we're going to rebuild it in 2020 or CFB 26 rather. Anyway, today we're doing the Toledo Rockets. Now, Toledo, do not know a whole much about them. I know they had a really good quarterback named Mr. Finn. I forget his first name. He happened to transfer Baylor. He was very fun to watch when he was playing at Toledo. When I was watching them, they were a fun team. He's obviously gone. I have no clue who's on the team. I know they play in the MAC, of course, Maction baby. Right now, Toledo, they're 79 overall, 77 on the offense, 81 defense. They run the spread in a 4-2-5 defense. So let's go win Toledo and Natty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Toledo Rockets roster. We have Tucker Gleason, probably butchered his name. He will be a starter. We have John Allen Richiar. We have a freshman, Caleb Osborne. Doesn't look too bad, but we're going to redshirt him. We'll see if he goes. R.J. Johnson the third, and we have Jake Dehan. Hey, Jake, we're going to redshirt you, bud, but you're probably going to need to be out of here this year because 45 quarterback, that's crazy. We do have Jaquez Stewart, senior, 96 speed. We'll only have him for 1 year. No depth at running back. No fullback. How about receivers? We have 92 speed. Newton. He was, I think, did he get drafted in the NFL? I don't know. Maybe signed as an undrafted free agent. I heard good things about him. I didn't watch Toledo this past year, no offense. Junior Vandergross, the third. Our two best receivers. We do have Zyamir Lang. If memory serves me right, this guy develops into a really nice receiver. I think we had him in another 5-year rebuild. But we'll redshirt him this year, of course. We have Anthony Torres as our starting tight end. 33. Well, thank God he's a senior. We don't have to tell him to get the fuck out of here. No offense to him in real life. Alan Jones Jr., the senior. We have Carter Fouty. We have Jacob James as our center. Nice. Ethan Spoth as our right guard. Sophomore redshirt. We do have Cole Rett. He is a 74 right tackle. We have DeAndre Ragan, 83 senior. Deshaun Holt, 81. We do have a 2. How about Carlos Hazelwood, freshman? We'll see if we can develop him. Do tackle Wayne Pert, the second. Left out, we have a sophomore, 71. Barrow, 77. Daniel Bolden, senior, 82 there. Cornerbacks, we have Andre Fuller. Ooh, we have a freshman in Highjine Miller. Let's go. And we have a freshman in Bizik. So maybe those guys can develop. We'll see. Freshman in Michael Arze. No really depth. We do have a kicker in Daniel Norris, but yeah, man, it's a rough roster. We're going to have to recruit. Heath Sislak commits. Leon Friend committed. Joey Canday committed. Delante Ka-E Sherahan, probably butchered up, he's committed. Sheriff Merriman committed. Isaiah Hoggins committed. Steph Stein committed. Devin Dragosama committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Heisman Trophy winner is Cameron Rising, quarterback of Utah. He had 3,748 yards, 41 tutties, and 5 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, taking on Colorado State. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We won the Arizona Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 1 stats. Tucker Glenson, 3,751 yards, 254 for 4. 37, 31 tutties, 12 picks, 58% completion percentage. Stewart, 192 for 818, 8 tutties. Tucker, 81 for 275, 4 tutties. Willie Shaw, the third, 18 for 121, 2 tutties. Newton, 7 for 93 tutties. Connor, 5 for 33. Larry, 10 for 26. How about the receiving? Van Gross, 72 for 1,237, 9 tutties. Newton, 57 for 985, 6 tutties. Larry Stevens, 40 for 533, 7 tutties. Anthony, 39 for 499, 4 tutties. Dotton, 11 for 282, 2 tutties. Stewart, 32 for 174, 3 tutties. Connor Jones, 3 for 41. How about the defense? 92 tackles for Lance Dixon, 64 for Avery Smith. Daniel Bolden, 64. Nazir Bowers with 60, 54 for Emmanuel, 52 for Andre Ford, 46 for Maxon Hook. Darius Alexander with 40. How about Texas loss? 11 for Deshaun Holt. Darius Alexander with 9. Peters with 7. 5 for Calvin Butler. 4 for Ragan. 2 for Dixon, Smith, and Bolden. 1 for Bowers, McNeil Warren, Fuller, Hook, Damon Olson II, and Jackson Barrow. How about sacks? 7 for Darius Alexander, 6.5 for Holt. Calvin Butler with 6, 5 for Peters, 3.5 for Daniel Bolton, 1 by Avery Smith. Interception 6 by Maxine Hook. Wow, hopefully he goes in the first round. That'd be big. Daniel Bolden with 3. Dixon and McNeil Warren with 3 as well. Bowers, Fuller, and Perkins with 1. Great start to year 1 on to year 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was Ohio State and the Texas Longhorns in the Natty. Ohio State comes on top 31-17. Spencer Monk committed. Jamie Barbers committed. Gene Griggs commits. Donovan Jean Pierre commits. David Childress committed. Ben Christenman committed. Nick Harbour committed. Nathaniel Leoch commits. Mason Williams commits. Oliver Billinoit commits. Jaden Kruger committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 40th best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. We are on to year 2. Jeremy Kane committed. Quincy Shityu commits. George O'Keefe committed. Caleb Countez committed. Cal Schwab commits. Jamil Etienne committed. Rashawn Nani committed. Mike Ficken committed. Rashawn Lee County committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the MAC championship here, taking on the Ball State Cardinals. Rashawn Flowers committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Ty Simpson, quarterback from Alabama. He had 4,127 yards, 44 tutties, 6 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the 68 Ventures Bowl, taking on the James Madison Duke. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our ass kicked 40-14 down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Tucker Glenson, 3,820 yards, 281 for 466, 32 tutties, 11 picks, 60% completion percentage. Rushing, Willie Shaw III, 124 for 587, 10 tutties. Connor, 101 for 464, 3 tutties. Tucker, 86 for 199, 4 tutties. Nick Harbour, 17, 191, 2 tutties. Stevens, 4 for 29. How about the receiving? Vandergross III, 69 for 942, 6 tutties. Larry Stevens, 50 for 835, 7 tutties. Nick Harbour, 49 for 742, 11 tutties. Jones, 52 for 629, 3 tutties. Nathan Leacock, 10 for 256, 4 tutties. Willie Shaw III, 32 to 21 tutty. Connor, 14 for 103. Mason, 5 for 93. How about the defense here? Sherman with 98 tackles, 90 for Damian Oslin II, 75 for Avery Smith, 67 for Alls. Delonte with 56, 53 for Bowers. McNeil Warren, 46, 44 for Dunn Jr. Peters with 42. Tackles lost. Peters with 10. Dunn Jr. with 7 along with Hazelwood. 4 for Sherman. 3 for Alls. Poitner with 2. 1 for Sam Smith Jr., Gaston, Oliver, and Doran Ray Jr. Sacks, Jeremiah Pierre with 7. 6 for Hazelwood. 5.5 for Pointer. 2 for Dunn Jr. Sherman with 2. Half a sack for Najee Bowers. Sorry, I'm tired. 4 for Avery Smith on interceptions. 2 for Sherman, Delonte, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, and 1 for Braden Alls. I think next year we have a strong chance to win the MAC and maybe even make the playoff. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, your year 2 national title is Cal in Texas. And man, what a game that would have been to see. 45-38 the final, and Cal wins the Natty. Walt Jordan committed. Rylan Gandy commits. Alvin Williamson Jr. committed. Deshaun Purdy committed. Manuel Harvey committed. Tyson Anderson committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 21st best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. I think year 3 will be our year. Deontay Poe commits. Danny Baggs committed. Sean Ramsey committed. Nicholas Pounds committed. Alex Moyer committed. Nate Kumar committed. And ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Jaden Maivia, quarterback from USC at 4,095 yards, 42 tutties, and 5 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Arizona Bowl, taking on the Wyoming Cowboys. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Arizona Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. John Allen Ricciar was the starter this year. He had 3,747 yards, 292 for 495, 32 tutties, 7 picks, 58% completion percentage. Terrible. Connor, 143 for 633, 9 tutties. Spencer Monk, 112 for 408, 1 tutty. John Allen, 44 for 201, 1 tutty. Nathan, 7 for 87, 1 tutty. Jaden, 4 for 27, 2 tutties. Receiving, Lang, 96 for 1,003, 20, 13 tutties. Leacock, 49 for 837, 7 tutties. Mason Williams, 42 for 497, 2 tutties. Braceful, 36 for 475, 5 tutties. Monk, 36 for 311, 4 tutties. Crosby Jr., 10 for 140, 1 tutty. Connor, 19 for 121. CC, 3 for 37, 1 for Jaden Kruger. Did Nick Harbour, we forgot to put him in the lineup chat, damn. There we go. Chris, 83 tackles, 72 for Gaston. Thompson, 59, 57 for Gandy. Delonte with 53, 46 for Alls, Hazelwood, and David Childress. or Childers, I don't know. 43 for Lathier. Tackles Lathi Shema, I don't freaking know how to pronounce this guy's name. 9 tackles lost, 7 for Hazelwood and 4. 3 for Chris and Sherman, 2 for Gaston and Eldridge, 1 for Thompson, Deontay, and Walt Jordan. Sacks, 10 for Carlos Hazelwood, 6.5 for Ford, 6 for Lath, 4.5 for Sherman, Chris with 2, 1.5 for Gaston, and 1 for Seth, half a sack for Braden Alls. Interceptions, 4 for Deontay, Chris with 1, along with Gaston, Alls, Thompson, and Childress. I thought this could be our year, but I guess I was wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Clemson, Ohio State meet for the Natty, and Clemson put the belt to ass 41-17 the final. Marquise Williams committed. Rashawn Abbott commits. Devin Smoker committed. Jackson Bowers committed. Levi Lionheart commits. Randy Westbrook committed. Tyree Pippen commits. Tad Sharper committed. Devin McNabb commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 30th best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. Year 4, just win the MAC, please. Deontay Etienne committed. Nate Walker committed. DeMarco Buplan committed. Daywan Brown committed. Laren Pettis committed. George Moses committed. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going to the MAC Championship, taking on the Ball State Cardinals. Brad McCurdy committed. Brian O'Toole committed. Dylan Toon commits. Grant Schoolmaker committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Darian Meza, quarterback of Tulane. He had 3,705 yards, 44 tutties, and 5 picks. And ladies and gentlemen, we're once again going to the Arizona Bowl, taking on the UNLV Rebels. Ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Arizona Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Mike Finken, 3,705 yards, 265, 397, 39 tutties, 6 picks, 66% completion percentage. Rushing, Mung, 207 for 736, 4 tutties. Mike Finken, 130 for 589, 6 tutties. Nick Harbor, 19 for 157, 2 tutties. Jaden, 14 for 62, 1 tutty. Nathan Leacock, 5 for 9 with 2 tutties. How about the receiving? Leacock, 52 for 137, 12 tutties. Lang, 67 for 866, 11 tutties. Nick Harbor, 47 for 731, 11 tutties. Mason Williams, 50 for 613, 2 tutties. Blunk, 34 for 220, 3 tutties. Rashad, 7 for 85. Bowers, 3 for 32. Kruger, 4 for 13. Dan, 1 for 8. How about the defense here? Trey Gaston with 79 tackles, 76 for Walt Jordan. Thompson with 65, 57 for Ezerim. Williamson Jr., 55, 54 for Countez. Laughlin with 46, 44 for Abbott. Hazelwood, 42. Tackles lost, 9 for Laughlin, 8 for Carlos Hazelwood, 5 for Thompson. Trey Gaston with 3, along with Zach Potter. 2 for Ezam Hoggins. 1 for Jordan, Williamson Jr., Countez, and Steen, and Donovan Jean-Pierre. How about sacks? 6.5 for Laughlin. Isaiah Haggins, 4.5. 3 for Hazelwood and Zach Potter. 2 for Donovan Jean-Pierre. 1.5 for Rashawn Flowers. 1 for Gaston, Jordan, Steen, and Miller had half a sack. Interceptions, 3 by Williamson Jr. Azim with 2. 1 for Gaston, Abbott, Miller, Thompson, and Countez. It wasn't as what I've expected the last 2 years. Next year has to be, our year. Ladies and gentlemen, your year 4 national championship, Oregon, Clemson. Clemson had thriller, 25-24 for Oregon. They say hard sell every time you can. Damar Guardian, committed. Zaire Hopper, committed. Ricky Newen, committed. Nolan Pryor, committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final year, we finished with the 38th best class in the nation, the best in the MAC. It's time to go win a natty now, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, auto recruiting is now on. Let's win a natty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're currently 7-2. We got 3 games to go. 2 of them are at home. If we can win those games, we'll probably punch our ticket to the playoff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made the MAC championship, and we're ranked 10 in the land. If we can win, we'll be in the playoff. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the MAC on the playoff. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Orange Bowl, taking on the number 2 team in the land, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Hard Rock Stadium in the Miami Gardens, the greatest stadium in the world. And we got a tough test for us. Orange Bowl against the number 2 team in the land, the Heisman Trophy winner, the quarterback of Notre Dame. It's going to be tough.
But, you know, the great city of Toledo, they battle. They fight for things. They don't get what they want. They have to fight for it, just like the Toledo Rockets, because we are the heart and soul of Toledo. If we believe it and we put the work in, anything is possible. Let's shock the world, boys and girls. Rashad Nane with a 20-yard touchdown to give us a 7-3 lead. DeMarco Blue plan a 70-yard rush to make it 14-3. Keep on going up. DeMarco Blue plan 13-yard rush 21-3. Oh my God. Rashawn Flowers recovers the fumble. Please, Toledo, do not pull an Atlanta Falcons as Tashi Bracewell 12-yard touchdown. It's 28-3. Notre Dame putting up a little bit of a fight, 28-17. We will go for it. Here we go, Monk. Oh, no, he fucking no. Notre Dame has taken the lead, 31-28. Maybe we should kick the field goal. I don't know. 14 inches. We'll go for it. Monk's got a hole. First down. Here we go. Thinking. Run, baby, thinking. All right, 2-minute warning. 2nd and 2. Monk almost picked. 3rd down and 2. Minute 52 to go. God damn it! 4th and 2, we're doing the same thing. Same play, 4th and 2. Thinking. Monk's open! He's got the lead! Spin move, Monk! Alright, it's 1st and 10. Alright, we're putting shoe clock on. 1st and 10 at the 31. Thinking. There you go, Monk. Another screen here. Monk! He's got a... Oh, what a spin move by Monk! 1st down and 10 at the 60. We're going to keep shoe clock on here. All right, we still have 3 timeouts here. 1st and 10, Finken. Hikes it. Right there. Over to Bill Pillar! Bill Pillar! 1st and goal at the 1. Here we go. Monk's not going to get there. Timeout. 2nd and goal from the 3. Finken. Fuck, 3rd and goal. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 3. Finken. Right there! He's got him! Touchdown! It's Bracewell! And Toledo will take the lead! Come on, D! We're going to play prevent. We're going to play a little prevent. Hail Mary time. Here we go. They got nothing. D-line can't get in there. Yep, he's going to just throw it up. And ladies and gentlemen, we have beaten the number 2 in the land, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 35-31. We are on to the semis. Let's go! And ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to take on the number 1 team in the land at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at Atlanta, Georgia for the Peach Bowl. Of course, Georgia has to travel down the road. It's not fair, but life's not fair. And for Toledo, we have to fight for everything. We have to earn everything. That game against Notre Dame, we had to fight and we had to earn. It was no gimme. If we want to go to the Natty, we're going to have to beat the best team in the land. We already beat the 2nd best. Now we got to beat the best. If you believe in miracles, there's always a chance. Toledo, let's do it. Alrighty, we are down 10-0, but 1st and goal from the 8. Here we go. Monk's going to fight 4 yards there. 2nd and goal from the 4. Finken. Right there. Got him. Braceful dropped it. 3rd and goal from the 4 here. Finken. Gonna go to Monk. Monk's in. Touchdown, Toledo. And we now cut the lead to 3 for Georgia. 4th and 4 on 38. We're gonna go for it here. Big risk. You risk it for the biscuit. Monk. He's got room. Spin move. Monk puts us in Georgia territory. Put your 4s up. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here we go. We just got to maybe get a touchdown. Monk again. He's going to fight for a yard. No, he's going to fight for nothing. 2nd and 9 now. We just got to get points some way, somehow. Finken. Screen. Go to Monk as he gets hit. Monk. Spin move. He's in. Touchdown, Toledo. Cut the lead to 2, baby. This is a big 3rd and 16 here. Here we go. Finken. Beautiful play! No! Oh my God! Gotta punt it. We scored, but we needed that 4th and 16. Georgia will defeat us 26-21. I mean, it's fucking always Georgia, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had to win that one to go to the Natty, but Georgia is just a different breed. They're a tough team, man. They're always tough. We always struggle, whether it's me, whatever team we play, we always struggle against Georgia. It is what it is. Well, we have Toledo, a great program. We've got a lot of great talent to come here. It doesn't, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. And I'm sorry, Toledo, I let you down. But don't worry, CFP 26 will get you guys, hopefully, again. And, man, what an ending. What a game. You got to just pat the lads on the back, man. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, hit like, hit subscribe. When I say subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. And I want you to have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you're watching the video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.